how to attract more customers to your Goldsmith shop. So that's the topic of this video, obviously hyper specific, right? Before I start the video, as always, I just want to show you the proof of why I'm talking about this. I generated over 80,000 US dollars using Facebook and Instagram ads for Goldsmith and a jewelry shop. The reason I just don't say Goldsmith shops in specific is because I have worked with jewelry shops that just buy and sell jewelry. That's it. Here are the screenshots. And I had done this by generating 100,000 plus at this point, way more leads generating generated using the system, right? That's math. Here are the leads. I'll just zoom in. Second, move this. So that here are the leads. These are some of the lead lists. So these are people that saw a Facebook ad for a Goldsmith shop and said, I want this. And then they gave us their name, last name, um, email address, and phone number. And then, yeah, we were able to basically contact them and turn them into customers. By the way, my best campaign generated me, Facebook and Instagram campaign generated me over 72 leads in 1 week, in 7 days. So, yeah, that's why you should listen to. So let's go back to the video. So let's talk about some principles of actually ads, Facebook ads, which is what I specialize in. That's the only thing I do. Facebook ads and Instagram ads and how to generate leads. That's it. That's all I do. Right. So if you want more people to walk into your shop, this is basically how I have found it the best way. So principle number one, hyper local targeting and specific call outs. So I think we'll get into this. I'll show you this later on in the video, but basically hyper local targeting is just in the Facebook ad, just saying that you just want this ad showing to about 15-mile radius. Basically that. Not even people in your city, just people in a specific zone in your city that's close to your shop, or people who your customers, your past customers live in. So for example, you live in your shop is X part of the city, but all of your customers don't come from X part of the city, they come from Y part of the city, right? So instead of running ads just on your part of the city, your X part of the city where your shop is, you run local ads for a Y part of the city where your past customers actually come from. Right. And also you can do this in several parts, right? So instead of wasting money on all the city that a lot of the city, the vast majority of the city don't buy from you, you just target the place who have actually bought from you, who maybe talked about your jewelry with their friends, with their family, whatever, and you just target them, right? So that's something you can do. That's hyper targeting. That's hyper local targeting, right? Now, call outs, extremely important. So what we do is that we just copy news. So for example, I'll just go to YouTube. Yeah. Let's go to YouTube and then I will go to, I don't know, Fox News or whatever. Fox. News. The reason I'm going to Fox News is that they put an enormous amount of volume out, right? Okay, so here we go. Let's check. Let's go to Fox News channel and let's see if there are lives or something like that. Let's go lives. My dog here, by the way. Okay, so here we go. So here you see in the title of this video. So everyone who's in Minnesota who actually sees this will click on it because it's theirs. Like if you're in Stockholm and you see Stockholm and then watch, right? Here it says watch. It's telling us what to do. Watch. Minnesota. And everyone from Minnesota. And it's hyper targeted. It's getting the people from that zone to click and watch and consume, right? So we have a geographic area, which is one of the things here, right? So city name is basically the geographic area, right? And then here I say looking for five because, for example, most Goldsmith shops, I suppose if 200 people came in tomorrow, right? I don't think you would be able to service them. Most people watching this, right? So what can we do to actually use that in our favor, right? So what we can do is use it as scarcity. We cannot serve more than five people. So I'm just looking for five people, right? So you're looking for five people in this city, right? Like in Fox News, right? Minnesota, it's news, right? If a headline on the TV goes, whatever your local city is, X local city, right? Watch now, warning, breaking news, X local city. You'll turn on and watch, right? Most likely, right? Um, or urgent, X local city. Like, oh my God, I live here. So you use scarcity. This is what we do. We cannot take more than 5 people. So we are just looking for 5 people. Now, what people hear in that is that, oh my God, there's just 5 spots left. Maybe they already have 3, right? Maybe they just have 2 spots left. Oh yeah, right. So it creates that urgency. And then the city name, very, very important. I 100% of the time, I have never run one ad. Actually, I have one run ad because it was a test, but actually to get leads, never ran one ad without saying explicitly the city name and even more importantly, the local area name. It doesn't even have to be the city name, just the local area. And then this sort of level of specificity makes the customer feel as though the message is basically tailored for them and they just stop scrolling and then they click because they feel that they are being understood and communicated with, right? If you see something like, for example, my name is Lucas, right? I look this way. I'm a dude. I do marketing for goldsmiths, right? So if I'm scrolling through Instagram and I'm just scrolling, I'm watching, I don't know, my my Instagram feed is full of teddy bears, but so I'm scrolling through Instagram, teddy bear, teddy bear, teddy bear, and then boom, a photo of a guy that looks just like me is saying, if you do marketing, if you get leads for goldsmith shops, this is, and you live in, right now I live in Bolivia, and you are 23 years old and you are a dude, we are looking for 5 dudes to participate in our next, learn how to create a business to generate leads for goldsmiths. Right? Oh, whatever. I'm taking a just something like that. I will stop scrolling. This is exactly for me. I won't keep scrolling to look for pandas, right? For teddy bears. I'll stop, I'll scroll, I'll click on it, I'll give them my contact info so that I can get something for free, right? PDF, Google Doc, right? Something like right now, a Google Doc full of info, a package full of ads for goldsmith shops, right? So that's basically what we are trying to do when we say go specific, right? Say the gender that you're looking for, say the amount of people that you're looking for, tell them where that we are looking for, like the city name, the local name, right? Put it in the colors of the gender. So, for example, masculine, very black, right? Black, pretty masculine colors. It has a higher click through rate with men, basically, right? Lila, pink, red with women, gold and white with women, right? Feminine, or well, white and gold and pretty neutral, but they still have a high click through rate with women. By the way, use that as you will. Now, principle number 2: high value offer driven lead magnets. Like I told you just now, that if I'm scrolling and I see something that's hyper specific to me, right? Hyper specific to me, and then the offer is giving me something for free, it will be very, very easy for me to just give them my phone number, my email address, my last name, and my name. Like I just click, it auto basically fills the spots on the contact info, and then I just put submit, and then I get some, right? Offer driven lead magnets. Now, what you can do is send them a catalog. What you could do that is send them a a message within 60 seconds with a video. Like you could send them that. That's high value because you're telling them something that they want, right? Giving them something that. So those are some things you could do. By the way, one of the best campaigns that we have run is, instead of giving them a PDF or even a catalog, which worked really, really well, but even better than that is that we ran. So this is what we did. We ran a organic reel that worked really well. We put in a hook, a 2-second hook, right? 2 second CTA, wrote the copy, wrote the headlines, wrote everything. And what we gave them was a video of the owner in their shop, showing them the jewelry that they just saw in the ad, showing them that, putting it on herself, right? And basically talking about why this jewelry is perfect for them. So they were advertising to women between, I think, 20 and 30. Like it was a young audience. So she was talking about why women between 20 and 30, this is something beautiful to have. Now, I won't go into details, obviously, but that's one of the best marketing campaigns that we have done. So, high value, offer driven lead magnets. I hope you got some ideas on actually what to do. And that's kind of what we do. And then just give us their contact info so that we can call them and say, hey, do you actually want this thing? And then book a call. Now, principle number 3, visual authority, likeliness and proof. So the reason I put proof here is that there are several ads that you can run that are testimonial ads. So what is a testimonial? So for every shop owner, I'm sure you have asked for a review sometime, right? You have asked, if you like this, can you please leave me a review here? And then you give them a QR or a link, or you tell them to film, right? Something. You've asked for a review. That's a testimonial, right? They are just telling you what they didn't have before they bought the the ring, the necklace, the bag, whatever, right? The thing. They told you why they bought it in the video, in the testimonial. They tell you why they like it so much and why they will never go to another goldsmith or another jewelry shop on testimonial. It's free marketing from another person for your goldsmith shop, for your jewelry shop, right? So I have run proof ads that have worked pretty well. Now, have they worked as well as the one that I just said with organic content and then lead magnet? No, but they are very useful. Now, I would say that they are useful to go with the other ad instead of just alone. So, for example, I will not run another proof ad, at least for a long time, just by themselves. I'll run a real real ad, and then I will run the proof ad for retargeting. That's what I do. If you want to do that, highly suggested, but I wouldn't run a proof ad by itself, right? So don't make just like 50 proof ads and then nothing else. Won't work. At least it hasn't worked as well for me. Now, proof ads are basically you show the product and then you show the testimonial right behind it or next to them. That's it. That's a proof ad. Super simple. And then the headline basically like if you want your dream jewelry like Julia or Rebecca or Victoria, whatever, whoever is in the testimonial, click here. And then the CTAs learn more or shop now, or right, whatever your CTA is. CTA, by the way, is just call to action. That's it. It's telling them what to do next. So that's proof ad. That's principle number 3, which goes with, not alone, with basically principle number 1, which is hyper targeting. Okay. So let's talk about the things that I like to talk about, to be honest with you, which is volume and split testing. So this is the reason I like to talk about this the most. So first of all, what is volume? It's just doing an enormous amount. That's it, right? So in ads, in advertising, to get people to walk into your shop, what does volume even mean? Well, create many ads. That's it. That's what volume means. An enormous amount of volume is an enormous amount of you making ads. An enormous amount of ads. That's it. You know, why volume is so important for me, at least, is that I had a period where I wasn't doing well in ads. It was the first, I don't know, 6 months or something of me doing that. And then I had a period where I did 10 different ads every single Monday. And then I just duplicated the winners and then replicated the winners and then cut the losers. And I did it every single Monday for about, I don't know, 3-4 months, 2-3 months. Right. So, and I got a tremendous amount of leads like that. Those were the months that I got really, really good at ads and getting leads for goldsmiths so that those leads actually turn into customers who walk into the goldsmith shop. That is where I got good when I did a lot of volume. That's why this is so important for me. Right. And it helped me to split test an enormous amount very, very quickly. So what does split test mean? You grab an ad and you compare it to another ad, you run them two, and then you see which one did best. which one did worse. You cut the bad thing, you promote the good thing. And then you do that many times, right? That's it. That's what split testing means. Now, it can get a little bit complicated on Meta or whatever, but that's basically what it means. That's the concept, right? So that's what split testing means. That's why volume helps you split test an enormous amount and just gets you to the winners way faster, right? So I always draw this. If, for example, we had a graph, right? And we would, oh, that's a terrible graph. All right. Okay. If we had a graph and we would try to say what volume means or what consistency in volume means. So this would be the graph and this would be consistency, right? This would be consistency. But what volume is this because you're just doing an enormous amount, right? Instead of waiting for an enormous amount of time doing a regular amount, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, but this is the amount. One, right? So you're just doing an enormous amount instead of time. So this is time, this is volume or amount, right? So that's what volume means. That's it. It's pretty simple. So it just gets you to the objective, which is getting more customers to your shop way faster if you just do an enormous amount of it. Okay? So there is this thing that I talked about, which is the 300 variation rule, which is just an enormous amount of volume. So what we do is we record 5 meaty units. There's a famous marketer who puts this. I didn't create it, but so make 5 ads, right? And then record 30 different hooks, right? Hooks are something like, this is how to attract customers to your Goldsmith shop. That's a hook. Or Goldsmith shop owners. If you don't have enough customers in your Goldsmith shop, watch this video. That's a hook, right? So record 30 different hooks for your Goldsmith shop. Obviously, you won't say how to attract customers to your Goldsmith shop. What you're going to say is Stockholm City ladies, right? Or newlywed Stockholm City brides, right? That's what you will say if you're targeting that. That's a hook. Stockholm City ladies. That's a hook, right? Now, that's a small hook, but that's a very, very effective hook, right? You can also give a longer hook, like, we are looking for 5 Stockholm City ladies who want their dream wedding ring made just for them, right? That's a hook. That's a longer hook, but that's a hook. So record 30 different of those hooks, right? And then what you will do is record 10 basically units. So that's a hook. So I grab my cell phone, I record 30 different of them. Now, 30 hooks, you have to write them. You have to figure out what's the best hook. Right? You have to figure out the language of the people you are targeting so that you can say the same words in the same way, right? So it's work. It's a lot of work. I would say to write 30 different hooks, I'm slow. I'm stupid. Right? I'm a little slow. So it takes me all day. If that's something that you would want to do, let's say you work, let's say you're lazy. Okay. Let's just say you're lazy and you just work 5 days a week. I would highly suggest you use your Saturday or your Sunday to write the hooks, right? And then also to write the meaty parts of your ads. So that's just the hook. Now, what do you have to give them? You have to give them something of value, right? So that units of value, those videos of value, you just record 10 of those, right? And so 10 value videos and then 30 different hooks. And what you're going to do is you're going to test each of those hooks with each of those media units, of those videos, of those value units, of the value. That's where you're in. And you have just then created 300 ads. Now, most of you will go, what the fuck, 300 ads? Yes. Do you want to beat the competition? Like, there are so many goldsmith shops in local areas. There are so many jewelry shops in local areas. That's just brick and mortar, right? You're not even competing with the online ones, which are way more. There are way more online jewelry stores than local jewelry stores, right? Do you want to win? Right. 300 ads. That's most goldsmiths don't even run one ad, right? You're running 300. Like, you're competing with the big boys, right? So that's what I call the 300 variation rule. The reason I call it variation because, well, pretty simple. You vary the hooks with the media ads. And that's it. So that's what you do. And that's basically what I did to get really good at getting leads for goals and shots. So that's why I tell you to do it because that's what I've done. Right. So that's how you do it. One thing that I wanted to talk about because of this 300 variation rule, which for me is the most important part of running ads. Like you could fuck up with every part of the process, but if you do this, you'll be successful. You'll get leads to walk into your shop. That's at least what I've seen works. Right now, what I want to do is show you a couple of these sort of mass amounts of variations. Right. So let's go to I think one of the most famous top 10, maybe most famous internet marketers that exist right now. This guy, Alex Hormozy. Right. So Alex Hormozy, one of the most famous internet marketers out there right now. I just want to show you how he basically does this 300 variation rule. Right. Look at how many ads he's running. He's running 230 ads. Now, I would like to show you some of those ads. So if you see here, the hook is, are you struggling to scale? Right? Scale is just grow. Right? Are you struggling to scale? So he has the same hook. He has the same copy, right? But the creatives, so the photos and the videos that he's running are very different. So for example, this 1, 2, 3, 4, they are all the same. They're 100% all the same. Zero variation there. But what he's showing first to the audience who's seeing it is very different. So for example, here's a photo. Here's a video. This is a different video from this, and this is a different video from this. They are all different. And this is a variation. These are just split tests, right? So you have the hook. All of these are the same ad. They're the same hooks, but just different videos. All of them, 100% of all of them. Like just to count, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like it will take an eternity to count all the split tests. Look, it's still the same ad. It's just different, right? It has different photos, same ad, different photo, same ad. Okay, here's different. So for example, here he will start, I think, going for individual businesses, I think, right? But yeah, he start like look at how many variations. Even this, all of these are the same ad. If your business can't run without you, you don't own a business, you own a job with overhead. Like this is the same hook, right? Same hook here, same hook. Here's the hard truth. Like here's the hard truth. Investors don't buy businesses that can't survive without the founder. Here's the hard truth. Investors can't buy that, right? It's the same ad. It's just the different video and different photos. And this is why we split it, right? This is why we split it. Now, I also wanted to show you something pretty funny. So this company, huge company. In fact, I think what was the market cap of this? I load them up. Okay. So market cap. Market cap. So huge company. I'll just Google the market cap of this company. Let's check it out. 100 billion Swiss francs, which value alone approximately 13.5 billion. Okay, I don't know if this is, I think it's valued even more. I think, but obviously you understand it's a huge jewelry and watch company, enormous watch company, right? Jewelry and watch company. Look at the mistake that they just did. Okay. So if we go to ad library here and we scroll down, scroll all the way down to their best performing ad, right? So this, at least, I don't know if this is the best performing ad. I said that wrong, but this is one of their longest running ads. They started this in September 19th, 2025, several months ago. Now, this is carousel ads, right? So they're showing a bunch of handmade jewelry, everything beautiful, right? But let's click on one of them. Okay, so here's the surprising part. Click on one of them, and then dun dun dun. Sorry, something went wrong. So they are the I mean, look how much they're worth, right? 13.5 billion. Now I don't know if that's exactly what they're worth. I think they're worth way more. But that's what they're worth, right? Let's say, right? Look, they, I mean, they've messed up in a landing page. And then I have to go to the home page, right? To buy something, I have to go to the home page, right? This is the home page. And then I get zero things of what I clicked. Like, where's this? I don't see it. Where is it? Can't find it. There were watches, bags, fragrances. Where's this? I clicked on this, right? So you have those sort of mistakes, even from massive billion-dollar companies on ads, right? And then, but we as Goldsmith shop owners, we think that we can't beat them, right? Like they are also doing like 13 billion US dollars, a company, a jewelry and watch and fragrances and bags company, right? Look at the mistake. They messed up on a website, on a landing page. Like they could fix this in maybe 3 minutes, maybe. If they are slow, 5 minutes, like, right? They're slow 5. So these are the things that Goldsmith thinks that it's so hard to get customers. It's like, no, you just have to work an enormous amount of in volume, right? Variation, right? And then just have a landing page for them to contact you. That's it, right? So I hope this video was valuable for you both in the concept of this video, for example, the 300 variation rule, one, and then two, that you can see billion-dollar companies just messing up their ads, right? You think all these companies are just, oh, they are flawless, they are incredible, they have this huge marketing teams, and they do, but a lot of their marketing teams are just fucking stupid people, right? Like, look at that mistake. Is their longest standing ad. They are still spending money on that ad, and people don't, like, if they click it, they don't buy what they want to buy, right? Like, this is a huge mistake. It's a huge mistake that's losing them an enormous amount of money, I would suppose. I don't know their ad budget, but if they're spending money on that, we can definitely beat them, right? I mean, imagine doing, how many ads are they running? How many ads are they running? Okay, they are running 710 ads. You, with this rule, would be running 300 ads. So, Goldsmiths, I hope this is valuable. I really hope that if you're seeing this video, you actually dedicate time to just make 10 ads and then record 30 different hooks. And then just test each hook with a different ad, run the ads. See which wins, delete the losers, or don't delete the losers, but toggle off the losers, stop running the losers, grab all the money from the losers, put it in the winners, right? Like a CBO campaign, right? I hope this was valuable. And yeah, I hope you run ads.